Can you solve this math challenge? Here's the question. Simplify this expression square root of 4 plus square root of 7 minus square root of 4 minus square root of 7. You can pause this video if you want to give this problem a try. And now, let's answer this question together. So, our goal here is to simplify square root of 4 plus square root of 7 minus square root of 4 minus square root of 7. Now, here are some possible ways to answer this kind of question. The first one is we need to use a variable, and that is by using algebra, of course. The second method, much easier or much shorter, which is the Abu-Kamil's way. The third one, I think, is the smallest or the shortest, which is the algebraic manipulation. Now, let's begin with the first strategy, which is by using a variable or simply an algebra. Alright, so to start with, let x be equal to this expression. And now, our goal is to solve for the value of x, or the other value of x. Now, what we're going to do here is to square on both sides, to cancel out the square root. So now, on the left side, we have x squared. And on the right side, we will use this identity. If we have a minus b quantity squared, this is equivalent to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Now, on our given, a represents square root of 4 plus square root of 7, and this b represents square root of 4 minus square root of 7. Therefore, using this identity, we will have this form. Now, let's simplify each of these terms. First, square root of 4 plus square root of 7 quantity squared. This is just 4 plus square root of 7. Now, how about square root of 4 minus square root of 7 quantity squared? This is just 4 minus square root of 7. Now, on the middle term, we will use this identity. If we have n root of a times n root of b, it is equivalent to n root of a times b. So this will give us 2 multiplied by the square root of 4 plus square root of 7 multiplied by 4 minus square root of 7. Now, let's simplify this one. We will use sum and difference because we take note we have the same expression 4 and square root of 7. And we have positive and minus, or plus and minus. So if we have a plus b multiplied by a minus b, this is just equivalent to a squared minus b squared. So, inside the radical sign, we have here 4 squared minus square root of 7 quantity squared. Now, 4 squared is just 16. And square root of 7 quantity squared is just 7. Now, 16 minus 7 will give us 9. And square root of 9 must be equal to 3. Now, negative 2 times 3 will give us negative 6. Now, at this point, let's simplify more. Take note that we can cancel out positive square root of 7 and negative square root of 7. Now, 4 minus 6 is negative 2. And negative 2 plus 4 must be equal to positive 2. And by the way, take note that x must be a positive number here. So, if we get the square root on both sides, on the left side, we have x, and on the right side, we have square root of 2. Therefore, using algebra, we get that the value of this expression must be equal to square root of 2. Now, how about using the Abu-Kamil's way? So, let's start. Using Abu-Kamil's way, here's the expression, or the identity. If we have square root of a plus b plus or minus 2 times square root of ab, it is equivalent to square root of a plus or minus square root of b, provided that a must be greater than b. So, how do we use this identity? First, let's take the square root of 4 plus square root of 7. Now, we need to make 4 plus square root of 7 in this form, a plus b plus or minus 2 times square root of a times b. So, to do that, we need to multiply this 7 by 4 over 4. Why we do that? Because square root of 4 will give us 2. So now we have 2 outside the radical sign. Now, 7 over 4, we think of 2 fractions. Then when we multiply, we get 7 over 4. And the fraction we think of is 7 over 2 times 1/2. Why 7 over 2 times 1/2? Because 7 over 2 plus 1/2, this is just equal to 4. This is just 8 over 2, or simply 4. Now, here we go. We have now, in this form, square root of a plus b plus or minus 2 times square root of a times b, wherein a represents 7 over 2, the larger number, and b represents 1/2. So, square root of 4 plus square root of 7 can be written using this identity as square root of 7 over 2 plus square root of 1/2. On the other hand, square root of 4 minus square root of 7 can be written as square root of 7 over 2 minus square root of 1/2. So now we have values for square root of 4 plus square root of 7 and square root of 4 minus square root of 7. So let's replace all of this expression. So the first one can be replaced by square root of 7 over 2 plus square root of 1/2. And the second expression can be replaced by square root of 7 over 2 minus square root of 1/2. Now let's distribute this negative sign. And then take note, we can cancel out square root of 7 over 2 and negative square root of 7 over 2. Now let's rationalize this. This is just square root of 2 over 2. Now if we add square root of 2 over 2 to square root of 2 over 2, we will have 2 times square root of 2 over 2. And 2 over 2 is just 1. So this simplifies to square root of 2. Therefore, using Abu-Kamil's way, we get the same thing. So we get the value of this expression as square root of 2. Now, how about the algebraic manipulation? So let's begin. This is much shorter than the first two. And to do that, square root of 4 plus square root of 7 minus square root of 4 minus square root of 7, I can see two variables here. We have x minus y equals to this expression. Take note again, x minus y is a positive number. Now, x represents square root of 4 plus square root of 7. It follows that x squared must be equal to 4 plus square root of 7. Also, y squared is equivalent to 4 minus square root of 7. Now, take note, when we add these two equations, we have x squared plus y squared must be equivalent to 4 plus square root of 7 plus 4 minus square root of 7. And square root of 7 and negative square root of 7 cancel out. This will give us 4 plus 4, and 4 plus 4 is just 8. So we know x squared plus y squared must be 8. Now, how about if we multiply x and y? So this will give us square root of 4 plus square root of 7 multiplied by the square root of 4 minus square root of 7. In this case, if we do that, we get 16 minus 7. And then 16 minus 7 will give us 9. And square root of 9 definitely equal to 3. So x squared plus y squared equals to 8, and xy must be equal to 3. Now, we want x minus y. Now, using this identity, x minus y quantity squared is equivalent to x squared plus y squared minus 2xy. Now, we have the values for x squared plus y squared. This is just 8, so we can replace this as 8. And this xy is just 3, so we can replace this by 3. So x minus y quantity squared is simply 8 minus 2 times 3, or simply equal to 2. And now, since we want the value of x minus y, let's get the square root on both sides. And again, we need the positive value for x minus y, and this will give us a value of square root of 2. Again, using algebraic manipulation, we get the same thing, that the value of this expression must be equal to square root of 2. And as always, we are done.